this from memory from my favorite scene in the Star Wars movie.
And the Fourth is strong with you.
I cannot believe you.
John Williams was still the day the earth stood still.
Very clearly, Nick is dressed as John Williams.
And Darth Vader was there in silver underwear. Han Solo was the invisible man.
Gotta say, I'm glad I don't have to bed myself anymore.
No, that's no.
What happened?
That happened. Damn.
I see the sunrise from my window.
Yes?
Hi, Carly.
Hi, Chad.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm super great now that you're on the show.
Nothing stops another day.
Engage.
Jabba the Hutt will build a creature.
Oh, poor Hank. Oh.
Gibby and Rachel eating in the car.
It was only a fairy tale.
They are baked with stuff inside.
There's no happy ever after without you.
The microwave oven, the wave of the future.
Oh, so it's a man-tiger relationship. I've got it now.
Just
Beam me up.
nope. Luke Skywalker,
Oh.
Han Solo, and Princess Leia.
Yes, thank you.
The Force, I mean,
Oh. What was the Force?
The Force, the Force. The Han Solo. I've been doing the Han Solo for years.
C-3PO.
Wed C-3PO because he can do all the housework for me.
Chewbacca.
the tactile sensation that comes from getting to run your fingers through hair all over another being's body.
Max Rebo. Max Rebo played the popular music of the Star Wars universe, which is called Jizz.
I'd bed Max Rebo because I love me an artist, and I just like he can fill me with chiz.
Fill me up.
Oh boy, that's gonna catch on with the kids.
My talented friends, the very talented.
Open Stage would like to acknowledge the Susquehannock peoples, upon whose unceded land we produce this show. Open Stage commits to the work of dismantling the ongoing legacies of settler colonialism and the exclusions and erasures of many indigenous peoples that continue today. At Open Stage, we also believe that Black Lives Matter, and you should too. That belief starts with acknowledging plainly how the systems we depend on often operate as if they don't. We at Open Stage proudly stand united with Black people and communities of color during this movement of unrest and uprising. This show is brought to you by Open Stage, a professional theater company. Check out Open Stage's complete list of shows, all of which are offered completely free this season at openstagehbg.com. Thank you and enjoy the show.
my talented friends. They're very talented.
Well, that was just lovely. Howdy, the Werners.
Hello.
Howdy, how are you today?
Well, I'm grand. Is that song an homage to the open stage parking lot that we are located in?
Absolutely it was.
Yes.
It was also a suggestion from our good friend of the show, friend of the universe, Derek Neal. Every week I go to facebook.com, our My Talented Friends group live page, which is right down there, and I ask for suggestions to sing for the opening of the show. And I just asked for what was a good song that you guys like, and Derek wrote that song. So today we sang that for him and everyone because it's such a good song.
He's got great taste in music, that Derek Neal.
Yes, he do.
Absolutely. And that was I love that was sort of a Roadhouse bluesy version of Paved Paradise.
Yeah, it was. When we were doing it earlier, I was like, Nick, all the renditions of the songs we do always end up being some sort of reggae beat, so we can't do that today.
or polka.
Or polka.
To go.
So, yeah. So we had to revamp it a little.
Well, you did a fine job, and I can't wait to hear more from you a little bit later in the show.
Let's do it.
Cheers.
Bye.
Mwah! Love you, Werners. Bye. Well, howdy, the internet, and welcome to the show. This is My Talented Friends Live, of course, and I'm your host, Chris Gibson. My friends call me Gibby, and hopefully you will too. And we are just pleased as punch that you're here. We've got a great show. We're back in the tux. Rachel did not approve of my Jean-Luc Skywalker.
For many reasons.
For many reasons. So I've gone back to Old Faithful, the tuxedo. And speaking of faithful, it's a weak segue. But I do want to say it is very important to mention our Inner Circle members here at Open Stage, because without them, we simply wouldn't be here. And if you're not familiar with the Inner Circle, well, let me tell you a little bit about them. The Inner Circle is a group of passionate arts supporters who believe that the arts are priceless. And so they put their money where their mouth is. And every month they make a contribution to Open Stage. And that has allowed us to present this entire season, our 35th season, online by donation or really kind of for free. Because when you join the Inner Circle, we like to think you're helping to make art and theater accessible for someone who maybe can't afford it. And that will continue on once we move into our 36th season, which is right around the corner, where we will be opening our doors. We're going to keep that process open. And if you want to help make theater accessible here in beautiful downtown Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, join the Inner Circle. Go to openstagehbg.com and find out how. And when I say we, I don't just mean the royal we. Of course, I also am referring to my beautiful and talented spouse, Miss Rachel Landon. Howdy, love.
Hi, honey.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Selena, cilantro.
And cheers.
And cheers to you, the internet. You guys are saying such nice things in the comments section. You give me just a warm feeling inside. That and the heavy pour of rum are giving me warm feelings. And it's great. We're so excited that you're excited, and that somebody said, I think it was Rita, said that it gave her the feeling about going into... That's off topic, Hughes. That's off topic. I was talking about, Rita said something about this gave her the feeling of when the Muppets were coming on, and that that really touches me. As you know, the Muppet Show is the inspiration for everything I do. And when I say inspiration, I mean I rip off the Muppet Show at every given opportunity.
Yep.
And just steal liberally. And you know what's going to be a great way to do that is when hey, Liz Madden, when we open this this show is going to go live in front of a studio audience, and we want you to be there. That's right. It's our first live show. I mean, these are all live. We do them live, but live with an audience in the building, and all of us in the same room together, which is going to be just so nuts. It's going to
Did you know there's a pandemic?
There's a panderini going on.
Yeah.
I just found out, and that's why nobody has been in this building for a year. But people are coming back, and on July 2nd, we will move the show to Saturday nights, 10 p.m., no other sketch comedy going on Saturday nights in the evening as far as we know. We did a lot of research. We looked at
Shouldn't be competing with
shouldn't
anybody.
be competing with any other sketch comedy show on a Saturday night in the evening. So we'll be doing that. Seating is limited because we're still doing the social distancing. But you can get your tickets. Go to I don't know if we got tickets on sale yet, but just keep your eye on OpenStageHBG.com and they'll show up there. Before we even get to open MTFL, of course, we will be opening Over the Rainbow. Songs of Judy Garland featuring none other than Rachel Landon and Carly Lafferty. If you saw the show last week, Carly was just adorable and amazing as always. And Stacey Warner and Nick Warner. I mean, it's going to be a heck of a show. Your old school cabaret evening of standards and songs that you know and you love from Judy Garland. Do you guys been rehearsing? Yeah.
Yeah, and we got to take our promo photos this week.
Ooh, these photos are hot. Let's see some of these pics that you guys got.
Here we go. There's the three of us.
Whoa! You look like you should be in the Avengers. You guys look like especially you, Lando. You look like you're ready to kick some ass. All three of you do. That's a wow. Who took
the
those?
Avengers, but all we do is sing American standards.
Sure, the American Standard
I would
Avengers.
read that comic book.
Who took that picture?
Oh, that was Bree.
Bree Dow never ceases to amaze with the talent that Bree has. They definitely boss bitch face. Absolutely. That's going to be a crazy show, y'all. You're definitely going to want to check that out. I mean, who doesn't love Judy Garland, first off? And then these three powerhouses singing her tunes with Nick Warner on the pounding the ivories. It's just going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
And speaking of fun, and you might not naturally associate this with fun, but if you're local to Harrisburg, I got to tell you, I really recommend checking out the mayoral debate that will be happening tomorrow night. Brought to us by the Young Professionals of Color and Dr. Kamika Campbell. I believe, I don't know if all of the candidates for mayor are going to be there. I think they are. Do you know, Rach, if they're, or are they all taking part? Yeah. These debates that Kamika has been running are just fantastic. And if you are local, it's your duty to be informed as to who is running for mayor. And so this is a great service that YPOC has put out for us, and then immediately following the debate, we'll have another special edition of Harrisburg Black News Beat immediately after the debate with Dr. Campbell and Basir Vincent. They will be here in studio, and they've got a few other panelists that are going to sort of go through the debate and talk about the issues that were hit and the issues that were missed. And these are people that don't pull punches. So if you really want to come into this upcoming election with some information, you must check this out. It's also a very, I found it to be, these debates to be very entertaining. Yep. And so please join us. Rachel and I will be here, and of course, Dr. Campbell and Basir, and it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. Speaking of good times.
Yep. Segue.
Chad Michelson.
Here he is.
I mean, that's all I got.
Hey, Chad.
I think that's the first time you've called me a good time.
It is. It'll be the last. But I was desperate for a segue, and that's what I came up with. So, Chad, you have been relinquished of your lightning fingers and your director abilities because you abused those powers. Because power corrupts, and you were corrupted. You went straight to the dark side last week, my friend.
I did indeed. I got the memo from Stuart that I am no longer allowed.
First you wore his cape. Then you like licked your eyebrows at our guests in the middle of an interview. It was really, really.
I'm no longer allowed to help with any guests.
I don't know that what you were doing could be construed as helping in any way. Helping yourself, I think, was what you were trying to do.
Listen, I am a young man, and I have feelings.
Deep feelings. That I get, Chad. And I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to hold a grudge. Me, never. Who would I?
Seems like
would
the
I?
things that you do. Things that you do.
Typically, I would do that, but I'm not doing that now. I'm turning over a new leaf, and so we're just going to move forward.
Good, because we're 15 minutes into the show.
A little bit late. So, Chad, have you thought up a question of the day?
I always have a question of the day, Gibby. Come on now. I've had a question of the day for the last months.
Every day, even when we're not doing the show.
Correct.
Yeah.
And my question of the day is, if you could choose someone to narrate your life, who would it be?
Oh, like the VO of your life. Okay.
You know, like when you're just like walking down the street and you're like narrating your own life like it's a movie.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I like this one. I actually really
Some
like
boys.
this one. Oh man, now
You
I'm
like
thinking.
my question?
I do. It's a first. It's a night of firsts. I do. I think it's a good one. I can't wait to hear what people come up with. I think there's some obvious go-tos that people are going to jump on, but maybe we'll find some
surprises.
Some surprises. Kel surprise. Okay, Chad. That's enough of you. Thanks so much.
Oh.
We'll take Chad away now.
Wait.
Bye, Chad. Okay.
Oh, don't forget to say hi to our Twitch users. We're back on Twitch.
Oh, we're back on Twitch. Twitch, as you know, famously banned us after one episode. Twitch just could not handle what we brought to the table. They immediately freaked out. They immediately shut us down. And then a week went by and they came crawling back to us. I think they were crawling back to us, and we have been reinstated into the Twitch universe. So I'm certain that all the Twitchers will be thrilled that we're back. And we get, well, seriously, because this is a good show. What we have tonight is one of
a wonderful show.
Oh, it's one of the good ones. I'm excited because I've gone on record. I've gone on this show to say that I am a convert to the TikTok. Mm-hmm. That maybe I'm too old for it, but I'm a fan of the TikTok. I'm just very much entertained by it, and also educated and activated by the folks on TikTok. But one of my absolute favorite purveyors of TikTok is Frances McKearn, and I have been following her pretty much since I joined. I think she's one of the first people I started following, and she is our special guest tonight because I reached out to her blind and said, would you be on my internet show? And she, for some reason, said yes. So I don't know. It's exciting. I'm excited. Frances is going to be here with us. We're going to, of course, have a song from the Werners. And we're going to play a little Would You Rather. But first.
That's the segue?
First.
Okay.
It's time for our news segment.
What happened?
That happened.
Ooh, that was tight.
It's tight. We're not allowed.
That sounds rehearsed.
It sounds rehearsed. It's not. It is definitely not. Definitely not rehearsed.
Okay.
But it does. I like the melodic is back. Thank you for that. These are. That's a whole little monologue that she just wrote there. Well, Zach actually told me.
Keep going. No.
Okay. Anyway, so thanks, Liz. This segment, if you're not familiar with it, is just stories ripped from the headlines, and we bring them to you because the public demands it. And this first story is titled thusly: "I fetch, therefore I am." This is another. Honestly, I followed this dog on TikTok as well. This is a true story. Bunny the dog. Bunny the dog has started asking existential questions. The canine is one of nearly 2,600 dogs and 300 cats enrolled in a project called They Can Talk, And I do. I follow Bunny on TikTok. It's fascinating. They punch these little buttons and they've programmed them to speak words, and the dog is using it to communicate with their dog parents. Using augmentative and alternative communication buttons, Bunny has now started asking big questions like, dog, what dog is? And looking in a mirror and pressing, who this? This sort of emergent language usage is astounding scientists, and this is true. You can watch it on TikTok, it's amazing. It's astounding scientists and leading researchers to re-examine what they understand to be the canine mind. Now, so far, Bunny hasn't asked if capitalism supports meritocracy, why are there so many hard workers in poverty, but it's just a matter of time, so she's ramping up to some of the tougher questions.
That's an intelligent doggo.
Yeah.
That happened.
That is happening now. TikTok. Bunny, I think it's Bunny the dog on TikTok. And it begs the question, are all dogs that smart? Now, I can guarantee you, I've met a few, Remy and Jimmy in particular, that
Maybe just
not
Jimmy.
quite up there, but they're adorable dogs. Moving on to the next thing. Accelerating car goes zoom. An Ohio state senator has admitted to driving his car with a fake background of his office during a Zoom call. Now, the elected official used this thinly veiled subterfuge. Thanks, Patrick Hughes. This thinly veiled subterfuge during the same day as the legislature was debating a bill penalizing distracted drivers.
We do have a clip too.
Oh, you have a clip of this? Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You can, yeah. So there he is.
He's wearing a seatbelt. It is.
Wow.
So literally, this was a meeting about penalizing distracted drivers, and the dude was zooming it in from his car. The senator defended himself, saying it wasn't as if he was buying drugs on Zoom during last week's vote on penalizing victims of the opioid epidemic. He later admitted to doing that as well. But it's... What are you going to do? It's the future.
It's the first
His
time
honesty is forthcoming.
a politician has been dishonest.
First time that, first dishonest politician.
Put it on the calendar.
Captured here on We Broke the News. So anyway, that's what happened.
That happened.
Ooh, that was a fancy one. I like that trill.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're trying to get it fancy in here.
Fancying it up, yeah. Noah's Lark. A 4-year-old Brooklyn boy named Noah ordered nearly $3,000 worth of SpongeBob SquarePants popsicles on Amazon this week. The 918 pops came in 51 boxes and were sadly non-refundable, although a GoFundMe quickly helped the family recoup the loss or the cost. Noah was upset that the 1,200 Darkwing Duck dinner rolls he had stealthily ordered from eBay had yet to arrive. Have you had the Darkwing Duck dinner rolls?
No.
You can taste the duck.
Ah.
That happened.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm tripping a little bit. You guys are like mixing it up. I like it. Bordering upon insane. A Belgian farmer, apparently annoyed by a stone in his tractor's path, moved it, inadvertently increasing the size of Belgium at the expense of France. See, 200 years ago, a series of stone markers were laid when the 390-mile border was established, and it is expected that this incident will be resolved when the rock is returned. The farmer apologized, offering to push it back to its rightful location using this old American flag he had just picked up on the moon. This guy gets around. That's it.
Yeah. Sorry, that was one of the funny ones.
It got you, yeah. Thanks, Patrick Hughes.
Got me. Here we go, ready? That happened.
Loving this. Casa Inferno in Cecil County, Maryland. 47-year-old Gail Matwally has been arrested with multiple charges, including attempted murder in the first and second degree, reckless endangerment, first and second degree assault, and arson. You see, Metwally and her roommates were having a disagreement, so she did what any reasonable person would do. Instead of passive-aggressive sticky notes on the fridge, she locked one of her roommates in the basement and set her own house ablaze. When the fire department arrived on the scene, it was noted that Metwally had set up a lawn chair outside where she watched the house burn with a good book and a fashionable sun hat. The only thing missing was the marshmallows and graham crackers. And apparently her roommate, trapped in the basement.
That is terrible for all involved. But
everybody.
That kind of like big dick energy.
Was that her mugshot too?
Yeah.
She looked pretty much pleased with herself.
Also looked like one of those like first day of preschool shots that they take in the hallway to like get to know the class, which was just
very creepy.
I adore that story.
She seems sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's have her on the show.
Yeah, maybe next week.
Yeah.
That happened.
Not only did that happen, that was our whole news segment.
Yeah.
What happened?
No, I messed it up. That happened.
Oh no! It was lovely. It was beautiful. So yeah, that was our news segment, and don't worry, folks, the show gets better. I would like to say that we talk a little bit about the inner circle at the beginning of the show, but I want to specifically thank our producers circle level of our inner circle members. These are the folks who really put a healthy chunk of change into our bank account every month and really allow us to create the stuff that we create. And I just want to shout out to them: Miles Babin, Joanne and Troy Bakel, Chris Baldridge and Dave Skirpon, Joe and Janet Benameda, Bill and Shreya Ben, Michael Chapeloni, Jeff and Caitlin Copus, Matt and Desiree DeSoto, Harold and Maureen Dunbar, the Freeman family, Matthew Golden, Mary Lou and Raymond Harris, Nick Hughes, Dan Diebler and Elizabeth Johnson, Robert and Joyce Cantor, Dr. Craig Keel and Renee Cook Keel Esquire, Beryl Coor and Patrick Bear, Wayne and Gloria Landon, love to you, Mariana, get better soon, Bill and Beverly Lair, Howard Pullman and David Forney, Karen Rook, love you, rookie, Craig Sager and Jay Little, Brad and Colleen Sanders, Kristen Schofield, Ellen Stockstill, and John and Abby Tierney. These people are good people, folks. So thank you to our producers circle, inner circle members, producers level inner circle members. Thank you so much. Let's get to the show.
Yes.
So excited. Our special guest, Frances McKearn, is an actress, a writer, a comedian, and an artist if you squint, she says. That's her words, not mine. I think she's a fine artist. Her work was once called a delightful combination of production value and insanity, and she says she'll take it. I highly recommend you check out her TikTok. If you get the app and you want to look up at Franity is her TikTok handle, and she's actually put together a bunch of her different TikToks for us tonight, and we're only seeing, trust me, a very small portion of the great character work that Frances does. She's got so many different characters and stories that are incredibly well produced. And I'm just the hugest fan. So please enjoy the TikTok artistry of Frances McKearn.
Oh, I was a dish. No question. Alonzo will be back in just a few moments with the photo album. I was a model before I was an actress. I could perch on the hood of a Buick wide job longer than any of them. Oh, people always want to stir the pot. I didn't have nearly as many affairs as they said I did. I'm just a natural flirt. You know, they write books about flirting now. You can't learn how to do that in a book. It's instinctual to shoot 'em a look across the bar. Ahoy there, Captain. When does the ship leave port? How are you set for fresh eggs and underwear? You know, you've got nice shoulders. Graceful slope. Good arm muscles, too. I know I'm not supposed to talk directly to you. You're a compelling character. I'm drawn to you. It's magnetic. You got a wife? You got kids? Are they local? They send me screeners. I still see all the movies that are coming out today. And I can appreciate the kind of acting that goes on today. It's very subtle. I wasn't paid to be subtle. I was paid to hit my mark and land a line after a 3-minute tap break. Breath control. I worked with Boyd Larper, fabulous director. His trademark was keeping everybody's hair and costume the same for the entire picture so he could get all the reaction shots all at once. It would just be a whole day of huh? No. Ooh. Oh. What? And it worked. And most days we were released in time to catch Giddy Tremaine's last set at the Hopscotch Club. Now there was a ventriloquist. Oh yes, we went to all the clubs. And back then they had seats for everyone, not just standing room fire hazard. There was Matilda's Cherry. They had a floor show there that involved 12 shirtless men, 3 dogs, and a goldfish. And the goldfish survived every time. And then there was the Boycott. That was only open when all the other clubs were closed. I ran into Howard Hughes in the bathroom there once. I don't remember who was in the wrong place, but neither of us minded. The Pepper Mill. They only served salads. Even the drinks had lettuce in them. Houdini's Hideaway, they would lock you in, and then the party couldn't end until somebody found the key. And I found the key once, but my second husband hid it again until the belly dancers did their second set. And I can't remember anything that happened at Nikki's Hat Rack, but the photographs always looked fantastic. My second marriage was mostly political. I'm the only one still kicking, so I think I can talk about it. Maybe don't air this until my lawyers have had a chance to. Henry Bonchance, not his real name. He was a rising actor at the studio, but he had a lady problem in that he did not like ladies. That was a problem then, it's not a problem now. Big problem then. Oh, I tell you, that studio is on the wrong side of history. They put me in the lead in a picture about a lesbian romance. I was the only woman in the damn thing. Nearly had a nomination for that one, though. He was probably my happiest marriage, Henry. I was crazy about him. He loved me too. Oh, and that house. Oh, that house. Victor, I still have dreams about that house. Henry eventually left show business. He started a glass-blowing studio with his roommate. He didn't make this, but he could have. Did I know that I was making less money than my male co-stars? Yes. But we were told it was because they had families to support. Several families in some cases. It didn't bother me because it couldn't bother me. Simple as that. They told us every day that we were a dime a dozen. And that's about what they paid us in the early days. So you took the perks to make up for it. Hats, dresses, free dinners where the dessert course was slapping a producer's nephew and making a beeline for the exit. And they would just leave the props hanger unlocked and unguarded. I once sold the Maltese Falcon to an Alsatian tourist I met at the Pepper Mill for $2,000 and the rest of his Cobb salad.
Whew. Man, that's rich. That's rich. Folks, please put your hands together for our special guest, Frances McKearn.
Hi.
Howdy, friend. How are you?
I'm good. It's weird watching yourself for 5 minutes straight, though.
I bet it is.
Recovering.
You're doing just fine. I mean, I just love that character, Antonia. I gotta ask you, is Antonia based on somebody real in your life?
Yes, she's based on my aunt's mother-in-law, who I didn't really know until I was around 12 years old, and we all drove down to Florida to move her up from Kissimmee, Florida, to Mantino Springs.
Okay.
And she was very upset about that. And she spent a lot of time crying in the, we walked back at one stop, and she looked like she'd just thrown herself against the, like, oh, what was me? She was very upset about it until she walked into the lobby of Mantino Springs, saw an attractive man, and said, hello. So, 180. And just, she is maybe what, she's a compelling character, and one that I've been doing since then.
I'm curious, because, again, Antonia is just one of many characters that you've created for your TikTok feed, and I've asked you this before. Your process, your work process, must be exhausting. Do you, for example, with the Antonia pieces, do you script all of that out in advance, or are you riffing, or is it a combination of both?
I do scripting. I do, because I found that if you fill a whole page, like if you write in a page, that's about a minute. So I try to, write it out just so I make sure that I, get the timing right. But then usually when I sit down, because that is a real cocktail specifically for Antonia, things get a little looser. I have a little bit more fun.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm regretting. I don't know why I didn't get myself a drink before this.
Oh God, yes. This show is only improved by massive amounts of alcohol. Somebody in the chat room called us the Wish version of Wait, Don't Tell Me, which I thought was a really high compliment. So you have Antonia, you've got Penny, which we'll show some of Penny later. You've got the Franny Pack, which is sort of like all your multiple personalities that you portray. And then you've got the craft corner, and it goes on and on and on. Where do these ideas come from? How do you seem just so incredibly prolific? And a lot of people on TikTok do kind of one thing, and they do it and they don't do anything else. And you really bring a lot of variety.
Yes.
And they are successful.
Yeah. I was I was in theater, and I was in improv for 10 years for my young adulthood, like age 16 through 26. Mm-hmm. And then I stopped doing that, and it kind of just built up like, behind a dam. Mm-hmm. And then during the last year, September of 2020, the dam just kind of broke. And I had joined TikTok as a lurker, and I saw all these people just putting themselves out there, being their true selves. And since I don't actually know who that is really, I decided to put out a bunch of different true selves and let people choose.
Absolutely.
Let the algorithm choose which one is the best one. So, well, I've learned a lot about myself.
It's amazing how much content you put out. I know you were kind of saying like you haven't been as busy with it as you have been in the past, but I mean, it's an amazing amount of content that you already have put into TikTok in such a short amount of time. And you got, a lot of your followers are watching the show tonight, and these are people who would never watch this show. I mean, you're bringing people to this show because of you, so thank you so much. And we're just so thrilled to have you here, and I'm curious, what happens after post pandemonium? Do you continue with the TikTok, or is it something that you're gonna move away from, or what do you think? Where do you see the future of this?
It has taken over such a special place in my heart that I would feel it's almost impossible to not do it anymore. Yeah. And I have ideas for like a travel vlogger who's a little maybe not so good at that job. So, that would require being out of my house to do that. Yeah. But I also am starting a YouTube channel soon to give myself longer than a minute, maybe write 3 or 4 pages at a time. Who knows? And putting, just trying to put myself out there creatively in a bunch of different ways.
Do you feel the draw to get back on stage, to be in front of an audience again? Or is that something that you're done with?
No, I want it. I crave it. I love that immediate, instant gratification of a laugh, of a room full of people telling you right away whether or not they like you. As an only child, I require that. So,
indeed, preaching to the choir here, absolutely. And you're in Chicago, yes? You're in the second city. Yes. Which we have established is second to Harrisburg. Mm-hmm. So you're really making the connection now. Once you've made it in Chicago, the Harrisburg is the next place. So
if I can make it there, I can make it anywhere.
If you can make it to Harrisburg, you can also make it out of Harrisburg. It's just usually a pit stop.
Oh,
to
there
some,
are
some of the
roads
places.
out of here. Okay.
We have now gotten the roads out have been installed.
There's a lot of potholes.
Due to public demand. There are a lot of potholes. It is Pennsylvania, so, you know. Well, Francis, I just am, just so pleased. I told you this, and I sincerely mean it. Every single day I open that app, your videos are the first ones that pop up, and they always make me laugh. And we are only showing folks just a little smidgen of what you do, and I highly encourage all of our audience to go out there and check out your work and to follow you on TikTok and the Instagram, and to check out your Etsy page. We're gonna put all this stuff up there. But Francis, stick around because we're going to play a little game a little bit later, and we'll also play some of your other TikToks as the show goes on. But just thank you so much. It's such an honor to have you here, Francis.
Thank you so much for having me. This is a blast.
Awesome. Well, we'll talk to you later in the show. Mwah! Love you. Thank you. There she is, Frances McKearn. Now you gotta support this artist. Like as I said, on TikTok and Insta, her handle is @Franity. But you can also just go straight to Venmo @Frances McKearn or Cash App $Franity and make a donation. Or even better, you can go to her Etsy page. It's on Etsy. Just search Experimental Prototype. And she's got all kinds of crafts, depending on how things sell. Right now, she's got a lot of bows, like a lot of headbands with bows, which I won't be able to make use of.
I think you could.
You think I could rock a headband with a bow?
I think you could pull it off.
I think it would dig into my scalp, but who knows? We'll try it out. Maybe I'll buy one. Please support this incredible comedian and stick around because there'll be more of Francis as the show goes on. Let's check in with Chad and see if anybody has bitten on the question of the day. Hey, Chad.
Hi, Gabby. Come on, you know that people have jumped in my chat room and given me answers to my question of the day. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to read your answer later, but our question of the day is, who would narrate your life? Thinking of that little voice in your head. Some of our answers that we got so far, Allison Janney, our friend Stacy, good old Anchor, saying that would be her
that's
voice.
A good call. That's what I mean. Like, because there's some obvious ones out there, and Allison Janney would be a wonderful voiceover for life. Yeah, I like that. Who else?
I will say this: none of the usual suspects like Morgan Freeman.
See, that's what I thought for sure.
Up.
Yeah, no, okay. Good.
Although Liz Madden did say Samuel L. Jackson.
That's just because she likes to say motherfucker as often as possible. So.
And there we go. There's our one. Mm-hmm. And then we have Patrick says Richard Attenborough.
Do you know who Richard Attenborough is?
I think he's British.
Good guess.
That pretty much sums him up.
His, but I liked it because of the last part. He wants you to have Gilbert Gottfried.
I would love. I think that would be actually entirely.
Jimmy, put on that tie again.
See, that's why Rachel and I get along so well, is because she does a great Gilbert Gottfried in the bedroom. It's
I didn't know that I had that.
I didn't either. You really just
that.
emerged from you.
I didn't need to know those words.
Then Gibby kicked Chad off the screen.
She's a natural Gilbert Gottfried.
Wow. And then for most unique voice of the evening, last one, I gotta go with our good pal Joe, saying that he had a difficulty choosing between Fozzie Bear or Sam Eagle.
Oh, I like that.
Wow, I love that he went with the Muppet characters as. Oh, that's a great. I haven't even figured mine out yet. These are all really good ones. Wow.
You just narrate your own life.
I could narrate my own. No, I picture my life being narrated by what's his name, the guy who directed Arrested Development.
That guy.
Famous director.
That famous director.
Oh my God.
Opie
the one
Taylor.
with the haircut.
Yeah, that one with the haircut.
Got it.
What's his name? Everybody in the world knows it except for me. His name is.
Obviously not. Obviously, I do not know.
Ron
Howard.
Howard.
Yep.
Ron Howard.
Probably.
That's who I would go with. Okay, well, that was a long walk for very, very little payoff. All right, thanks. Thanks, Chad. You've done a good job, and now we're done with you. So go away, and welcome to you. If you're a latecomer, you've missed half of the show, and so there's still another half left. I advise pouring yourself a beverage and enjoying these commercial messages. We'll see you on the other side.
Hello, Vanessa Spade. Hello, Vanessa. Oh, Catherine. I thought you might call.
Yes, I'm calling because Danson and I received your gift in celebration of our new baby Caleb.
Oh, and did you like my gift, Catherine?
It was a live scorpion, Vanessa.
Does baby Caleb not like live scorpions? Perhaps he prefer a dead one.
Baby Caleb does not like scorpions of any kind, Vanessa. He's a 1-month-old child.
Perhaps I should have looked more closely at your gift registry.
You're trying to steal Danson back by eliminating his responsibilities as a father.
Oh, Catherine, you do sound a little unwell. Maybe I should call Dr. Dirk Bayswater and ask him to examine you again.
You wouldn't call Dr. Bayswater. You know he and I have history.
That's what happens, Catherine Hart, when you cross a spade.
You monster!
You should have been downtown. The people are rising. We thought it was a lockdown. They opened the fire. Them bullets was flying. Who said it was a lockdown? Goddamn lie. Oh my, time heals all, but you out of time now. Judge gotta watch us from the clock tower. Little tear gas cleared the whole place out. I'll be back with the
Attention valued guests, this is a reminder to please wear your mask covering your mouth and your nose at the same time, at all times. I'd also like to take this opportunity to brighten your day with some inspirational poetry that I find very touching. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood and I took the one less traveled. That has made all the difference. A lot of people get that wrong about that poem. They think it's about which road you took, but really it's about thinking about the one you didn't take. Oh God, I miss you, Rhonda.
Oh God, I miss you, Rhonda. Oh, good stuff from Frances McKearn. That's one of her characters, recurring characters, who walks around the CVS and listens to the voiceover on the public address speaker. It's great. She got a tough one, yeah. R.I.P. Rhonda. I don't know that Rhonda is. It's implied that Rhonda is
Rhonda's
dead. I
dead.
think that the relationship just ended, but I think Rhonda's perfectly healthy.
Come on, Chad.
Chad, lighten it up, Chad. Okay, so we are back. The show is back, and that you saw a little clip of Judy Garland over the rainbow, and then Rachel was doing her impressions for me, and and slipped and
Judy Garland songs as sung by Gilbert Gottfried.
now she won't stop doing the Gilbert Gottfried, so it's all winning for me. So we are back, and it is Act 2, as they say, and it's time for a song from the Warners.
Oh, I love those guys.
I love them too.
God,
Howdy, the Warners.
That got me good.
Which one?
Oh, I miss you, Rhonda. That's
I know.
that's like, it's one of those little hits that it's gonna be in my vocabulary all week.
Oh God, I miss you,
Rhonda.
Oh man, you love the TikTok, Stacy. You're.
I dabble. I don't create content, but I certainly absorb it. So yeah.
Why don't you create it? Why don't you obviously you could be TikTok famous.
Fear of rejection, bad at time management.
Yeah.
So that's why you're on
I
this
also
show.
create content. I also create content every week online already, so I think that
You're doing it. You're doing it. Why didn't? Yeah, exactly right. Now I have put some of y'all's performances on my TikTok channel.
and that's fine. I will vicariously take my TikTok fame through someone else's hard work, and I appreciate
I
that.
literally think it's the other way around. I literally think it's me stealing your work and getting views off of it. But however you want to look at it. Hey, are you going to sing something for us tonight?
Yes, I am. Bye, Gibby. Rest in peace, Gibby. So I picked a song from a musical called Children of Eden, which is by Stephen Schwartz. It's one of his lesser-known shows. And I have sang a song from this show before, but this song particularly is called The Spark of Creation, and if you don't know about this show, it's actually based on Genesis, the book of Genesis of the Bible. Loosely, I would say.
And who is this song sung by?
This song is sung by Eve, like right before she fucks shit up. And I love this song because it's basically a question and a yearning for more in your life than what you were set there to do. And because of that, I think that it's so great to, I've dabbled at the Bible too. And I just think it's so cool to like make a hero out of Eve because she's always shit on. So with that, take it away, babe.
Smoldering
Oh, that wallflower. Stacey Werner. If only she would come out of her shell and sing loud. Stacey, that was beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I don't know that musical.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. And you guys... Stephen Schwartz, yes, indeed. I know of the Stephen Schwartz. I just don't know of this particular musical. Children of Eden. So I'll definitely check that out. Now that it's got the MTFL bump, surely other folks will start listening to it as well. And if you want to, I know, right? TJ Creedon, America's sweetheart, cursing all over the internet in praise of Stacey. Hey, you don't have to curse. Go on the Venmo and drop some money into their account at n-werner-86. Make a contribution and just think, in like less than 2 months, you can come and see that. Well, first off, you can see at the end of this month, you can see Stacey singing with Nick and Rachel and Carly in the Judy Garland show. But in July, we're going to have this show happening live in the studio. You can be here. You don't even have to type your comments in. You can heckle us live and in person. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. I'm so excited that we're going to have a live audience again. And for this show, for the first time, we've never had a live audience. The great thing about doing a comedy show with no audience is that it just doesn't matter if the jokes aren't funny. It doesn't matter, So we're probably in for a bit of a rude awakening when we do have a live audience, but we're looking forward.
For now, we're living in blissful
ignorance. Blissful ignorance, indeed. But segue, no segue. There's nothing ignorant about Frances McKearn. It's just all bliss, and we've got more. This is a character called Penny, and there's actually a couple of characters in here, but this one I'm so glad Frances chose because it really kind of reminds me of Poirot a little bit, and the work that we did, the fun that we had with Agatha Christie's work over the past year. So anyway, enjoy Frances McKearn's Penny series.
Now return to Penny, the 1920s lady detective with the haircut all lady detectives have.
And so the finger of accusation uncurls itself in the direction of Widow Jankrow. Me? But I was nowhere near the observatory at the time the pathologist says Herr Studebaker was decapitated.
And my mother doesn't have the strength to decapitate a cabbage.
Aha! But 2 nights ago at dinner she let slip that she studied engineering. So it's not that big of a leap to assume that she converted the telescope into a combination trebuchet and guillotine.
Seems like a fairly large leap to me.
But am I right? Yes, I did it.
Mother!
Because I found this.
Oh my!
And is the knife somehow related to Lord Tavisham's grisly murder? No, I shouldn't think so. He was strangled after all.
So what's this business with the knife?
It's just huge. What would you use it for? I suppose we thought you had more information about our friend's demise. Oh, what that? No, Pembroke did it.
We're not paying her anything, are we?
Nope. Well, this just isn't right. The amount of money in poor Madeline's pocketbook just doesn't add up.
Whatever do you mean, Miss Price?
Well, if we can trust the word of young Julian, the errand boy...
I assure you we can. He's got an honest face.
Then Madeline should have been carrying 12 pounds sterling, 17 shillings, 3pence, and a farthing.
That's small fortune.
Mm-hmm. Exactly the price of that beautiful stained glass lamp in the window of Mr. Chufton's shop that she planned on buying as a present for her mother.
Well, did she buy the lamp?
I don't think so.
Well, just how much money is left in the pocketbook?
1 florin.
Yes?
And a vial containing evidence from the gruesome murder of Judge Tipple.
Oh, I say!
Join us next week for the exciting conclusion, if we get our lives together and write it.
But we're still missing a piece of the puzzle.
As it happens, I'm missing several pieces from a puzzle.
I was speaking metaphorically, Lord Muthcut.
Oh dear, were you? Anyhow, it's a lovely map of the world, that puzzle.
Yes, well, we know that the gunshot was timed for exactly the moment that the highest note in the aria was sung.
There are 3 pieces missing, and I don't mind telling you, it puts me on edge.
But what we don't know is why someone would go to all the trouble to murder Linzena Abondanza in the middle of her farewell tour.
Of course, one of the pieces is where Bulgaria's supposed to be, and that one can stay missing for all I care about it.
Oh, that's it. You're a genius, Lord Muthcut. That odd little fellow who says he's an attaché to the French embassy is actually a Bulgarian spy.
Always happy to be of service, Miss Price.
Tune in next week to hear the results of our lawsuit with the Bulgarian government.
She's just a wealth of character and funny, and so you must support her work. Please follow Frances on Instagram and TikTok. @Franity is her handle, and you can support her by going on Venmo and dropping some digital dollars into her virtual wallet, if I can say that. @Frances-McKearn, or on Cash App $Franity, or you can visit her personal Etsy page and pick up some of her art that she creates. Like I said, the headbands with bows are all over the net. She's had lots of different stuff up there. Check back. She sells stuff out and comes up with new stuff. Experimental Prototype on Etsy to buy some of Frances's crafts that she has made. And big fan of the Penny series. I think that Penny and what was my character's name?
Hastings.
Hastings. I think they get along splendidly, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that maybe there's a spin-off that we could do, of Agatha.
I'll call the Christie estate.
Yeah, call up Agatha, see what she thinks about it. Hey, you know what we're gonna do now? We're gonna play Would You Rather.
Oh,
that's my segue. That title card, handcrafted by none other than Rachel Landon, and some solid work.
Thank you.
Graphic design.
I was going to create a new title card today, and I ran out of time. I was going to do this whole series of movie clips of big choices, like the red pill, blue pill moment, and like Sophie's Choice, and like a lot of spoilery moments in movies, basically, and then I just use the old one.
Cool story, bro. So same old title card, but a new set of questions, at least one would assume. And now this game is put together by none other than Chad Michelson. So we'll bring Chad up on the screen. Chad, you did remember to create questions for this, didn't you?
I did.
Oh, good. Excellent. Wonderful. And this is going to be an all skate. So we're going to bring on the Werners.
Yep.
And we're going to bring on Frances McKearn.
Hi, Frances.
Hi.
Hello. Now, I know the Werners know how to play. Frances, have you ever played Would You Rather?
I have played Would You Rather, yes.
We have literally done nothing to it.
Okay.
We haven't improved upon it in any way. It is simply that game that we played as a child, and now we're going to play it as somewhat adults. So Chad wrote the questions. And so I don't know I'm going to let Chad take it from here. Chad, the helm is yours.
This is terrifying. All right, so how we're going to do this, y'all, is I have written 4 questions. And we're going to get our answers from everybody.
Okay.
All right.
So the first, thank you. You can only pick one or the other. Don't give me this half and half bull crap.
No half-assed, only whole-ass.
Whole asses only. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Okay.
Spit it out, Chad.
So I'm getting there. So the first one is, would you rather deep sea dive or bungee jump? We'll start off easy.
To whom are you addressing the question, Chad?
These are to everyone, because this is would you rather, not this or that.
Yes, different game.
Well,
the title card's the same.
How do we just chaotically shout out answers, or is there some sort of
Rachel?
I absolutely know my answer.
What's your answer?
100% bungee jump. I love roller coasters. I love those very dangerous machines in theme parks that like slingshot you. So I'm assuming I would love bungee jumping, and I would not go deep sea diving because sharks, giant squid, and probably sea monsters.
You watch Shark Week obsessively. You've watched every single Sharknado movie, and you're telling me you wouldn't deep sea dive?
And did you see my octopus friend? For that alone, I choose.
Look what happened to him.
So, Stacy, is that your answer? Are you going deep sea diving?
Yeah, I am violently afraid of heights. I love roller coasters as long as they don't go upside down. But other than that, like I have had to cancel flights on planes because my anxiety was such that I couldn't get on the plane because I'm that afraid of heights.
Still haven't.
And I've never been on an airplane.
What?
Yeah, yeah, for real.
No heights for her.
Wow.
I'll take the heights though.
I think with like the right mixture of like alcohol and like Xanax, I could probably make it work.
There was a
during
reason.
a pandemic, it's just not conducive to my life right now.
There's a reason there are bars in airports.
Yeah, but
well,
so
that's
deep
for
sea
sure.
diving for me.
And Nick, you jump?
Yeah, I do bungee jumping because you're attached to something. It's not like you can get lost. With deep sea diving, it's like if the guy with you goes away, like I'm in the ocean by myself now. Bungee jumping, that doesn't happen.
Okay, all right. Francis, what do you think?
I think I would deep sea dive only because I recently saw on TikTok, bring it back together, that mermaids would have to be zoftic and big because creatures that live in the deep sea have to have a lot of blubber. And so I'm prepared. And I know scientifically that bungee jumping is safe, but you can't convince me that my feet wouldn't pop off. So
that's right. What if your feet pop off? They never talk about that.
I use them. I need them.
I need both.
Surely it's happened. I knew that I was definitely going to choose deep sea diving. I was fine with heights as a young person, but as I've gotten older, I have acquired a sense of vertigo. Not just I do have the inner ear balance thing going, but like literally, like fear of heights has definitely. And I feel you, Stacey. I've had the panic attacks on airplanes and stuff. Rachel and I were at some god awful roller coaster place in Colorado. But it was one of those. Oh God, it was terrifying. It was one of those.
The mouse.
No. It was like what is the swing ride? Like the baby ride, the swing ride, where you're. It's just a circle.
The pirate ship. Oh,
a pirate ship.
No, not the pirate. No, not the one that goes like this. But like it's a circle, and you're in a chained chair, and as it spins, you kind of go out. But this thing was on the side of a mountain, so as you went over the side, it dropped about 500 feet below you, and I did everything I could to not weep like a child. So I would go deep sea diving. I have been snorkeling in Hawaii, and it was lovely. But I hadn't even considered the possibility of a Zoftig mermaid. And now I guarantee you that's where I want to be, where the mermaids are.
I saw on TikTok too. It was kind of cool because like they were talking about blobfish, which are deep sea fish too. And how we know them, they don't look anything like that because they are deep sea fish. They look a lot less blobby than
really.
There you go.
I do agree with Regis' progeny, though. I would probably deep sea dive only to try and befriend a shark. Next one.
Just real quick. Joe did ask how deep the deep sea dive would be, and the world record, Joe, just so you know, is 1,082 feet. Or if you're European, 332 meters.
See, I'm after 20,000 leagues under the sea, baby.
Yeah, when we're talking about deep sea diving, are we say like our person going underwater? Are we talking about going into like one of those pressurized?
No,
I think you'd be in a little scuba someone.
Just ourselves doing it.
Like the old timey one with the big helmet.
Yeah, don't think too hard about it.
Yeah, that's what I would do it in.
Old school.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chad.
Next one. Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 550 years into the future?
Ooh, Rachel's got an answer right off the bat.
100%, 10 minutes.
Why?
Because I feel like I could probably avoid imminent death that way.
if you hit the right 10 minutes. Oh wait, can you always see 10 minutes into the future?
Yeah, like anytime, right?
Sure.
You crafted the question,
Yeah,
Chad.
what's the rule here?
The rule
always,
is
like,
don't
anytime I
think
can
too
say-
hard about it. This is a children's game.
No, I would 100%. I think I could avoid a lot of catastrophes. I could catastrophes.
You could have avoided
save
this
a lot of
catastrophe.
people. I just think I could put a lot of good into the world. 150 years from now, there's nothing I can do.
Wait, it's 10 minutes into the future or 550 years?
150 years.
150
Oh,
years.
150 years.
And I would say since it's an ability, you can use it more than once.
Okay.
Anytime, right?
Yeah, because just like once a brief flash would be so that means you're constantly aware of 10 minutes into the future. You can't live in the present moment.
I guess you can choose to use it.
I think it's like you can choose and look forward in time.
Yeah, so my thing is like it would be 10 minutes because if you choose to look 150, I don't know, there's like I would do something that's less like filling me with nihilism.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's like doing like a character review here. I feel like we're doing character work. Like, wow.
I in this moment, I in this situation.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm trying to be helpful.
Stacy, what's your where do you go with it?
I am already like super aware of myself, like very self-aware, which is like one of the things that I struggle with most in my life. So knowing what's going to happen would not be beneficial to me whatsoever. And I'm also a very negative person. So I would probably just choose a brief glimpse, 150 years, just to solidify my knowledge that everything is already very fucked. So be like, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what
Respect.
I thought.
That's fair. That's fair. Francis, what do you think?
I think I would go with 10. I don't know why I immediately jumped to like crime solving, but that's
hell yeah.
I feel like
I didn't even
10 minutes, and then also because speaking of character work, I feel like if it was 150 years, nobody would believe you, whereas 10 minutes you could prove. And I could not live in a world where I had this gift and nobody believed me. Like
no one
Cassandra.
knew you were right.
Right, because what good would it do you? See, that's my thing. I think I'm going 10 minutes in the future too, because for me, it would be an extra 10 minutes to think up witty comebacks. Because what I'm always is like 10 minutes later, I'm like, oh, I could have said that to Rachel when she, cuts me down, cuts me to the quick. I could have said, not just you, lots of people do. So many, you know what I mean? But if I had 10 minutes to prep and sort of work it all out on a graph, I think that would be. Progeny points out we'll all be dead in 150 years, and that's a good point. Rita's progeny makes a fair point. What good would it do you to know?
No, I'm totally going to be bicentennial man. I'm going to have all my parts replaced by robot parts.
Oh.
Yeah. And with these vaccines rolling out, you really don't know,
Maybe none of us are ever going to die now.
All right, next
maybe
one.
we're all
On that
immortal.
note, our next one. Would you rather have Danny DeVito or Danny Trejo play you in a movie?
Good choices. Pictures for reference.
We're gonna go rapid fire. Chris Gibson.
Danny DeVito.
Done. Need we say more? Danny Trejo. Nice.
Warner's.
Trejo probably just for height reasons.
Well, yeah, I really want Danny DeVito, but I need 3 of them stacked up.
That can be arranged.
That's an option. Sure.
Okay, then.
Then
Danny
I want
Danny
Danny
DeVito's.
I want Danny DeVito's. Great. Rachel.
Danny DeVito.
Also Danny DeVito.
Yep.
I
love Danny Trejo.
I want Danny Trejo. So that's fine.
He's a cool guy. I like Danny DeVito when he's all like oiled up and
That's not the one I was talking about.
Oh, that's the one I was talking about. Look at that guy.
I
He's
was talking
beautiful.
about the Penguin Danny DeVito.
Oh, the Penguin Danny DeVito.
Always Sunny Danny.
I was definitely thinking Always Sunny of him emerging from that couch.
I will only take Danny DeVito in his finest form, Hercules Philatites.
Or the Lorax. That's my.
Or the Lorax.
What?
Only
Are we-
animated Danny DeVito.
Are we going to ignore twins? Come on.
Okay, that's fair.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Classic.
Final one, friends. Final would you rather of the evening before we start proclaiming our love to Danny DeVito live on the internet again.
Love him.
Would you rather be stuck in an elevator or stuck on a broken ski lift?
Oh my God, no,
God.
shoot me. I know.
I'm going elevator, 100%. Those ski lifts are fucking terrifying. That to me is just absolute. That when you're on those things, it's just like that. We're just on this little rope, and it's gonna snap. So you at least in an elevator, you can't see the rope. So I'm going elevator, 100%.
Okay.
So along with having crippling fear of heights, I am terribly claustrophobic. Specifically.
Oh wow.
On elevators, I either have to stand in the corner and not face anything, so I can't see what's around. Like, I am a mess, guys.
Stacey Warner, I did not know.
But also, I don't like ski lifts either. Specifically, like when they put them at amusement parks and try and say that they're a ride. They're so anxiety-inducing for me. I would probably have to choose, if I had to choose an elevator, just because I've been on them more, so I think I could handle it better. But they're both horrifying options.
We've really stirred up some emotions for you tonight, Stacey. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I'm making Stacey actually play Fear Factor in this round, not would you rather.
She's shaking.
I'm so sorry. Rachel.
I have a question.
No.
I'm gonna ask it anyway.
Okay.
What is the weather like? Are you going to freeze to death on that ski lift? Like, is it like freezing temperature or just like?
Why would you be on a ski lift in the summer? What's the point?
Like, it was like I said, like Knoebels, which is a very well-known amusement park around here, has a ski lift ride.
It's a weird
Also, Hershey Park, the sweetest place on earth.
Is it raining inside the elevator?
I mean, is it?
Well.
Yes. If you're asking the weather outside, it's raining in the elevator.
Yeah. Do you get to choose who you're stuck with?
No. This is just about you, Lando.
Just Danny DeVito in the elevator with the lead pipe.
If it's Danny DeVito in the elevator, I'm on the elevator. If it's a stranger, I'd go ski lift.
Really?
Great.
You get a nice view of the hills.
That answer is amazing.
I can't think of anything more disturbing. Francis, what about you?
I'm going to go with elevator because I have actually gotten myself stuck on a ski lift. I was at one of the ones at an amusement park, and I'm not used to it when it comes up and you have to sit down real quick. I don't do that. I ease myself into every chair that I've ever sat down in. And so I tried to do that, and my big chunky leg created like a triangle, and so like the whole chair stopped, and I was like scraped around the bottom for a while, and then everyone laughed at me. So
nobody laughed at you.
They did. I've never seen. I
probably would have.
Yeah, and you would have been right too. I'm not mad at anybody.
It would have been that thing where you're laughing, but you're still like making sure. Like, oh my God, are you?
No,
okay?
it was just like shock. I saw her she was like, "What is wrong with you?" And then laughter. So.
The worst thing about that too is that it was like a 16-year-old like summer job ride operator who was wildly underqualified to be able to do that. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Nick, where do you fall on this?
I'm going to say ski lift only because you mentioned it earlier, but for the opposite reason. Like for a ski lift, you can see the moving parts and you can, I'm about to die. I know that now. Or elevator is like you can't see. So you could just out of nowhere. I don't know. I feel like ski lift, you could tell.
I feel like
you're going to be rescued.
We're all ignoring the fact that if an elevator drops, all you have to do is jump right before the moment of impact. And then you're fine.
But you can't tell what that impact
You guys are all. This is wildly interesting to me because you were all like, I would rather be in the elevator because I don't want to see my death, and yet y'all chose to look 10 minutes into the future to see if you were gonna die.
See, if we had that, we would never have gotten on the elevator to begin with. Thank you,
None of
Stacey.
you would have all just ignored my would you rather question, which breaks all rules of
if
would
I
you
could
rather.
go back 10 minutes in my life right now, Chad, I would definitely have avoided this game. But no, Chad, you did a fine job. You did a fine job, and that's a round of Would You Rather.
Well, that's our segue.
And here comes a title card.
Did not know Mythbusters.
Mythbusters did bust that, actually. You're right, Joey B. Hey, that is our show, Internet. I hope you're happy. We've done everything we could to entertain you tonight. If you're not entertained at this point, it's really on you, not on us. And I just want to say thank you, Frances McKearn, for being our guest on the show tonight. Yay!
This is so much fun.
Oh, you were great. And I just want to reiterate to our audience out there that they can follow you on the TikTok. Franity is your handle, and also on Instagram. And they can give you a donation on the Cash App or on the Venmo at Frances-McKearn on Venmo, or $Franity on the Cash App, or they can go to your Etsy store, which is called Experimental Prototype. And I encourage everybody out there on the internet to do that. Frances, it was just such a pleasure to finally meet you and to be able to feature your work. And I hope it's the beginning, not the end, and hope we see you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mwah, thank you. And thank you, the Werners, for doing what you do every week, which is just being unbelievably talented and amazing. And thank you, Chad. And also, no, I'm just joking. Chad, you're the best. I tease you because I love. And thank you, Rachel Landon, for putting up with me. It's harder than it looks, and it looks hard. Also, thank you to Patrick Hughes. Patrick Hughes and Benny Benameda for writing our jokes this week on That Happened. And thanks to Wayne Land and Dan McGregor for making sure that our technology is always operating properly. And thanks to Bree Dow and Stuart Landon for just being cool people. And speaking of those two, the Obstructed View is on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Right now.
Oh, no, they're done. They finished their, thank you. It's in my cue card, so of course I read it. But the Obstructed View
will also be going live. And they are going to be doing maybe some pop-ups between now and There when. will be a Pride brunch in June.
Pride brunch in June.
And then they get started full-time late July.
Late July, they'll be live in the Studio Theater. And HBG Black News Beat tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time after the mayoral debate, which I highly encourage you to watch. I cannot wait to see this. There's some folks who I'm very curious to see how they frame themselves in this debate. So I'm very, very into it. I hope you guys are going to be there, and I hope you participate in it and ask questions and be with us for that. And then subscribe to us on the YouTube. Share this video as if it were an infectious disease. Join our Facebook group where you'll never get a chance to pick the song that starts the show. Become an Inner Circle member. It's so easy. Go to OpenStageHBG.com and drop us a buck once a month. Black Lives Matter. They always have, they always will. Make an intentional act of anti-racism every day so that we can make things right. Stop Asian hate. Get your vaccination. Take care of each other. Wear a mask if you need to. If you're vaccinated, enjoy your vaccinated life. Nick and Stacy, take us out.
Thank you so much for attending another episode of My Talented Friends Live. We got a couple more strictly online shows for you, but then we're going live in the studio. You can follow all that information on our Facebook page or our website or anything else that you like. And also, wow, thank you, Francis. You are awesome. And with that, we leave you with this. My talented friends. Oh my gosh. My gosh. My talented friends, the very talented.